Good afternoon.
Today we are here with Dr. Eva Camilo, and we're going to interview her for the business communication class. So our group decided to do a project on green marketing because we think it's really relevant for society, especially because of environmental issues we have been having lately. So I'll begin with the questions.
Yes, please.
The first one, what does green marketing mean to you?
Well, not just to me. I mean, green marketing is another way of taking advantage of the power of marketing that is convincing people to buy products. Green marketing adds an ecological aspect on that. How to prepare companies to be more competitive, to still make good business out of their selling without leaving apart all the ecological impact of their productions. So it's in other words, in a summary, green marketing is how to teach companies to be competitive with an added value on ecological aspects.
Okay, thank you. And could green marketing change current consumer trends?
Oh yes, definitely. I think if most of consumers, most of them, I won't say all of them, but most of them don't have this awareness of what the impact of their consumption is. So if a company starts to be more sensitive about the ecological aspect of their product or services they are selling and make it as a competitive advantage, eventually consumer will change their habits. I think it's part of the process that people need to know more about the impact of their
Okay. Number 3, how important is it to generate an ecological culture on consumers?
How important it's vital for our future. I mean, yes, it's like all these programs that we have about sustainability is about how to generate ecological culture in people. As I said before, we are still too many of us still don't have a really a real awareness of what's the impact of their consumption. So how important is vital. It's vital if we are thinking about a sustainable future.
Okay, and how much do environmental aspects influence on consumption habits?
So far, very little. So far, you can still see that most of people, their priorities when they decide to buy or not to buy, especially to buy, is prices, is the general aspect of the product, the quality of the aspect. They don't necessarily consider the ecological aspect as a priority for to make this final decision. If it looks good, if it's cheap,
there you go.
Yeah, so that's something we need to work on.
Number 5, if companies commit to offering products with less environmental impact, how many consumers contribute to reduce pollution derived from the products we buy?
Again, I think well, you can see it by yourself. You see that not many people do this extra effort of recycling. They just throw it away, or because they believe, because there is not very well logistics about how to manage waste. People are basically, I shouldn't say that, but that's the reality. We are lazy. People are lazy. So if it implies too many extra efforts, people won't do that. So I think it's a responsibility of the companies to see how could they do some special management in their logistics to make it affordable in a way that it's not involving too much time.
Mhm.
It's not time consuming for the consumer to do these recycling things, and it's attractive, even financially speaking, that you can get some compensation for doing this extra effort. Otherwise, people, as I said, are lazy. If they don't see a special interest, a selfish interest, they won't do that. So this is a reality, but instead of complaining about that, try to develop a strategy, and it's part of the green marketing, developing a strategy that implies being more competitive and making more attractive a green product to a consumer.
And actually, the next question is, what is recycling?
Yeah, what is recycling? Well, there are a lot of wrong concepts about recycling. What you should think about recycling is to make sure that the products that you will eventually recycle is appropriate for recycling, because it's giving another use to the product. For instance, converting a bottle of plastic into a t-shirts made. Recycling is giving another use to the original products. For instance, as I said, plastic that you will be converting some fabric for sport activities, but you really have to make sure that this product that you're recycling has been conceptualized in the first thing to be recycled, because there are, for instance, plastic that can't not be recycled or can be very toxic for the human being if it has a direct contact with the skin. So we have to be very careful with the concept of recycling.
And what treatment should be given to products we dispose of so that they can be recycled?
Well, the first thing we need to think about is how to conceptualize a product in the first place so it can be recycled. And again, it's the commitment of companies to, when they work on designing products, that they should consider this option to be able to recycle their product. And now there is a word for that. It's circular economy, which is a new trend of how to do business, and it's a very growing trend. Now there are more than 3,000 companies that are declaring themselves as part of a circular economy, and I think it should be it's the future of the new way of doing business.
Yeah, it is. And the last question: how do recycled products help reduce pollution?
Well, because we are. It's the circle of consuming, still attending our needs, satisfying our desire, but not generating more waste. So definitely, it will improve a lot.
Yes. And that was it.
Thank you so much, and good luck for your homework.
Thank you.